All right, hi Faith Formation families, this is Miss Abdallah and I am presenting the registration plan as of today. As of right now, this is what we're hoping for the fall. Okay, so a lot of you have seen the plan below. I'm just going to outline and clarify a few things just to make sure everybody understands what the registration entails, okay? So the first thing that you'll notice is that K through 5 in-person learning is being offered on Monday nights. We are going to try to condense it to one night. If we get to a point where classroom capacity is filled, then we'll look as we get closer to fall about having to expand to a different night. But we're hoping that with shrinking it down to one K through 5 on Monday night, that we will be able to, number one, get enough catechists to teach, and number two, just better utilize our space, and we can fit quite a few more. Monday night tends to be the better attendance night. Tuesday night, the attendance greatly dissipated down to only a fraction of what we started with. And I believe that we are competing with a lot of stuff that happens at school on Tuesday night. You know, concerts, sport games, all that stuff. I don't know what it is about Tuesday night, but it seems like Monday's the least disrupted night. So we're going to try for that, see if that helps to alleviate some of that. And then, like I said, if we get an overabundance of registrations and have to increase, then we will. All right, but my plan right now is to try to get us all on one night for in-person learning, okay? For grades 6 and 7, 8 and 9, which is also year 1 and year 2 confirmation, and grade 10 through 12, you guys would be alternating Sunday nights. So 6 and 7 would be one Sunday, and then the next Sunday night would be 8, 9, 10 through 12. We are adding back the youth group component for next year. We're hoping to have youth group from 6 to 6:30, and then faith formation instruction time from 6:30 to 8 with a minor break in between, okay? So that's what we're hoping to return to, that model, now that COVID is a little bit less of, I should say, we're learning to live with it more, and able to have everybody functioning in that space. We have plenty of room for those 4 grades, so that's what we're hoping to do. And that's the plan at this point in time, okay? So because you need 25 contact hours, the diocese says that there has to be 25 contact hours during the year. Every other week, 2 hours, you know, that satisfies the majority of that instruction time, okay? So that's what we're doing there. If any of the in-person learning is something your family is not yet comfortable with, or you're planning to do remote learning for next year as well with your public school or your private school learning, or however you know, or your homeschooling method, and you want faith formation to be distance learning as well, we do have that option. But here's how it looks this year. Every grade that we have, whatever we have, can be done as a home study. So I will be supplying the home study assignment every week in the newsletter. So Fridays at 9 from October to May, every Friday you will get a newsletter from me that has the assignment and where you need to email the homework to. When the homework comes in to me, I review it and mark it as your attendance. So the attendance record for each child goes from year to year. So as they get toward the sacraments, we have a record that there's some foundation for faith formation, especially in regard to the sacraments, okay? And we're going to talk about sacraments in a second. So your home study assignment comes into me, and then one night a month, and I will tell each grade what night that is, and it will be announced that, hey, this is your week for Zoom. I will do a Zoom session with each grade once a month, just to check in, see how home study's going, answer any questions that there might be, and set up the stage for the coming assignments for the next 3 weeks, okay? So that's how we're doing distance learning. That helps everybody to keep on track with what they're doing, feel connected a little bit to the community. So that option is available for any families that are more comfortable with that, okay? So now we're going to switch gears to the immediate sacramental preparation. Okay, what does that mean? That means that if you are in Catholic school, your faith formation curriculum is already built into your academic curriculum. So you just need to sign up for either First Reconciliation, First Eucharist, or Confirmation Year 1 or Year 2. If you're signing up for those sacraments and you are in Catholic school, those camps that are listed on the page that's included in this newsletter, you'll see the dates on there. If you look at that, that is all you need to do. You only come to those camps or those retreats and do what's listed under your sacrament. That's it. All your faith formation stuff is happening in your academic curriculum. If you are not in Catholic school and you are signing up for immediate preparation for sacraments, you must also sign up for faith formation. So your faith formation is whatever grade your child is in. So if they're in second grade, and second grade is when we generally start First Reconciliation and First Eucharist, they would need the Monday night class and the immediate prep stuff. Okay, so you'd have two things that you have to register for. Okay, same thing with confirmation. Year 1 is usually around grade 8. I know that there's some variation because we do have some students that were during the pandemic did not join us and are going to be coming back to join us. But year 1 typically starts at 8th grade. You would be signing up for the Sacramental prep, which is the retreat and the packet community service stuff that needs to happen, and the Sunday night class. Okay, grade 9 or year 2, whatever pertains to you, you would be doing the year 2 retreat, the packet that's due, and faith formation on the Sunday nights, and then you'll have your confirmation whenever the bishop sets a date next year. Okay, so that's what the sacramental immediate prep is. So that's why you'll hear me say this is for Catholic school students, or this is for non-Catholic school students, or this is for everybody. So just follow what the newsletter tells you. Okay. The camps, we'll break it down by sacrament then, who's eligible and how to go about this. Okay. In the Diocese of Rochester, you must complete your First Reconciliation before you make your First Eucharist. There's plenty of people that have come to me from different dioceses that do it a little differently. Our bishop has set it up in this diocese to, number 1, children have to be 7 years of age and older. And then number 2, they have to make their First Reconciliation before they make their First Eucharist. So when you're signing up for sacramental preparation and your child is 7 years and older and needs to make those, you're going to sign up for both, First Reconciliation and First Eucharist. If you look at the form, the First Reconciliation camps are in November, and then they make their sacrament in December 3rd. We take a break during the winter, and then we're going to go right back into First Eucharist camps. There's 2 weeks in April that we do that, and then we go right into First Eucharist the first weekend in May. I think it's May 7th in 2023. Okay, that's what that entails. Okay, and again, if you're in Catholic school, that's all you do, and if you're not in Catholic school, you're doing that in addition to your Monday night faith formation or home study, if you're choosing the home study option. Okay. Confirmation year 1, you simply need to be a student that has reached grade 8 and has also already made your First Reconciliation and First Eucharist. Okay, so after you've made those sacraments, you're going to join us for confirmation year 1 if you are 8th grade and up. Okay, the first year in this diocese, confirmation is a 2-year process. Okay, our bishop has made it a 2-year process. When our bishop leaves, that may change, but for right now, for what is going to be expected for 22 and 23, we will still be having the 2-year process. Okay, so year 1, you would do the year 1 retreat, which is in November, and then we work on 2 community service projects, and students submit a community service reflection for each of those projects by April 23rd. That's all there is to year one, in addition to either Catholic school curriculum or faith formation on Sunday nights if you're not in Catholic school. Confirmation year two, you're only signing up for that if you have completed your requirements for confirmation year one. So if you were in Catholic school, that means you had to attend the year one retreat and do the community service projects, and then you get to move on to year two. If you are not in Catholic school, that means you had done the faith formation program and the year one stuff, and now you're moving on to year two. So generally this is grade 9. Because of the pandemic, we have some older students that are in that. That's all well and good as long as you're making the requirements of year 1 and year 2 after that. Okay. Year 2 is a retreat that happens in March. Then there's confirmation packets that you will get in October. That's the packet that tells you to pick your saint name, your sponsor, what's required. I will go over all of that when we meet in October. That'll be our first meeting. We will be talking about that stuff, okay? Or maybe not the first meeting, but in the beginning of the faith formation year, you will have those. So that seems like a long time to get that stuff done, but you'd be surprised how many people get to the finish line and still have pieces they haven't done. But we'll talk about all of that when they come for the meetings, okay? So you'll have your confirmation packet that'll be due by March 11th, because anytime after that we could be scheduled for confirmation. We don't know the date of confirmation until the bishop announces it. And so we usually know, I think January or February they tell us. It just depends on what's going on as to when we hear about it. But we don't set that date. The bishop sets that date and we wait on him, okay? We just have to be ready whenever he says it's go time. So that's why I make everything due March 11th, so that anytime after that, we're ready for whatever could happen. All right, so that's it for the sacramental preparation. I hope that clarifies things. If you have any questions, though, about that, please see me. I know Catholic school students, you tend to get kind of out of the loop of communication. My suggestion is, and I tell people this a lot, even though your child's not in faith formation, still register for the faith formation newsletter. Okay, with your registration, I typically put your email address in there anyway. Don't ignore those newsletters. Scan it for stuff that you might need that pertains to confirmation, and then if there's nothing there, then you can just dismiss it. But that's where most of the communication comes from. I use that newsletter because it's the weekly, most up-to-date information that you get from me. Okay, so if you're not signed up for Flock Notes, we will get you signed up for Flock Notes. It's Growing in the Spirit is the name of our newsletter that goes out, and that's every Friday without fail. I'm always pretty good about getting it out by 9 a.m. There's been a few times it's gone out a little later in the day, but not very often. I'm very religious about getting that out, no pun intended. So, and that should be that. So hopefully that alleviates any questions you have. But if you do still have questions, feel free to contact me. We can work it out. I'm trying to get this information out sooner than later because we always end up at crunch time for people, and I know you're all probably making plans for the summer, and it's nice to get this stuff out of the way before you even, so that you can come back, it's already done, you don't have to worry about it. I've already got your information, and we can just hit the ground running. So whatever works for you, look it over, fill out the registration form, and then send that back in so that we also have the summer to plan textbooks and all the things that are happening with that. Okay. All right, my friends, good luck. If you have questions, let me know, and we will see you in October, if not sooner. Take care, everyone.